I still remember the exact moment my world cracked open. 5 days before Thanksgiving, my phone rang. It was my mother. I answered with a smile, thinking she was calling to confirm what dish I was bringing for our family dinner like we did every year. Instead, her voice was cold, distant, almost businesslike. "Sweetheart, we've decided it's best if you don't come this year." I stood frozen in my kitchen, the phone pressed to my ear. "What?" "Your sister is bringing her new boyfriend. He's very successful. She doesn't want any tension. She wants this dinner to be perfect." Her words hit me like ice water. For 28 years, I had been the reliable one, the quiet one, the daughter who never caused problems, the one who stepped up when everything fell apart. And now, 5 days before Thanksgiving, I was being uninvited from my own family like I was some embarrassing stranger. I whispered, "Mom, it's Thanksgiving." But she only sighed. "You know how your sister gets when she's nervous. Just give us this 1 year, okay?" She hung up before I could even respond. I sank onto the floor, staring at the wall. Tears burned my eyes but refused to fall. After everything I had sacrificed for this family, this is how they repaid me? What my parents didn't know, what no one in my family knew, was that I held the one thing that truly mattered to them. I controlled my sister's entire $15 million inheritance. Let me take you back. 7 years ago, our grandmother passed away. She left everything, stocks, properties, investments, and a massive trust fund to my younger sister, Emily, but there was one condition. Because Emily was only 19 at the time and had always been reckless with money, the trust would be managed by me until she turned 30. My parents were furious. They wanted direct access to that money. But Grandma had been very clear in her will. I was the executor, the trustee, the one who signed every document. For years, I stayed silent. I watched my parents spoil Emily rotten while treating me like I was invisible. I paid for Emily's college when she partied too hard. I bailed her out when she got into debt. I even covered for her when she lied to our parents. All while I worked 2 jobs and lived in a small apartment, so I could protect the money Grandma trusted me with. I thought if I proved I was responsible, they would eventually see my worth. I was wrong. After my mother's call, I sat in silence for hours. Then the messages started coming. From my father this time. "Emily says you've always been jealous of her. Don't ruin this for her. She finally has a good man." My own father. The betrayal cut so deep I could barely breathe. They had chosen the golden child again, the one who took everything and gave nothing back. And they were willing to throw me away like yesterday's leftovers just so Emily could impress her rich boyfriend. That night I cried until my eyes were swollen. I questioned everything, my worth, my love for them, even my own sanity. How could the people who brought me into this world treat me like I was nothing? But somewhere between the pain and the darkness, something shifted inside me. For the first time, I stopped protecting them. I stopped protecting the lie we had all been living. Thanksgiving morning arrived. I didn't call. I didn't beg. I simply waited. At 6:47 p.m., my phone rang again. It was my mother. Her voice was shaking. "Emma, what did you do?" I answered calmly. "What do you mean, Mom?" She was nearly hysterical. "Emily just got a notification from the trust. It says her monthly allowance has been frozen until further notice." She's screaming at us. Her boyfriend is asking questions. What the hell is going on? I took a slow breath and said the words I had waited years to say. "I control the trust, Mom, every dollar, every investment, every condition. And after the way you all treated me, I decided it was time to remind you of that." Silence. Then my father grabbed the phone. "You can't do this. That money belongs to your sister." "No, Dad," I said quietly. "It belongs to the trust that Grandma put in my care. And right now, I don't trust any of you with it." Emily got on the line next, crying, begging, calling me every name she could think of. She threatened to never speak to me again. My mother tried emotional blackmail. My father shouted. I just listened. Then I delivered the final blow. I was going to release the full inheritance next year when Emily turns 30. But after this, I've decided to extend my control for another 5 years. Maybe longer. Maybe forever if I feel like it. Because clearly, none of you have learned anything about respect, love, or family. I hung up. The next few weeks were chaotic. Emily's perfect boyfriend suddenly lost interest when the money looked uncertain. My parents tried everything, apologies, guilt trips, even showing up at my door. But the damage was done. I spent that Thanksgiving alone. And for the first time in years, I felt peace. I cooked my own meal. I watched my favorite movies. I sat in silence and realized I didn't need their table to feel whole. Moral reflection. Family is not supposed to make you feel small so others can shine. Love should never come with conditions and exclusions. And sometimes the greatest revenge isn't loud or cruel. It's simply refusing to let people use you anymore. I still control that inheritance, and I will continue to protect it until I believe it's going to someone who truly understands its value. Because in the end, money can be inherited. But self-respect? That's something you earn, and sometimes you have to fight for it. If you've ever been the forgotten child, the reliable one, or the person who was thrown away when they were no longer useful, this story is for you. You are enough. Even when they make you feel like you're not.